A long time ago, in the early days of Christianity, all Christians followed the same beliefs and practices. This was before the split that happened around 1,000 years ago, which created two main branches, Catholicism and Orthodoxy. One church Christianity began in the 1st century AD after the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. His followers spread his teachings across the Roman Empire, and for several centuries, the Christian church was united. The leaders of this church were known as bishops, and the Pope in Rome was the most important. Christians around the world followed the same beliefs and practices, but over time, differences began to appear in how people understood and practiced their faith. One of the most important moments in early Christianity was the Council of Nicaea, held in 325 AD. The Roman Emperor Constantine wanted to bring unity to the church because there were many disagreements about the nature of Christ and how Christians should believe. At the council, leaders from all over the Christian world met to discuss these issues. One of the biggest problems was the question of whether Jesus was truly divine, equal to God, or if he was a created being. The council decided that Jesus is fully divine and fully human, which was important because it meant he shares the same nature as God the Father. They also created the Nicene Creed, a statement of belief that Christians still recite today in many churches. The Nicene Creed was meant to explain the core beliefs of Christianity clearly. As Christianity spread, the church grew larger. It eventually had two main centers, Rome in the west and Constantinople, now Istanbul, in the east. Rome was the center for Western Christianity, while Constantinople was the heart of Eastern Christianity. These two centers had different ways of doing things, and this caused disagreements over time. One of the main differences was language. In the West, people spoke Latin, while in the East, they spoke Greek. This led to some confusion and misunderstandings, especially when it came to translating the Bible and church teachings. The cultures were also different. The West was influenced by the Roman Empire, while the East had connections to the Greek and Byzantine empires. These cultural differences affected how the church was organized and how it practiced its faith. A big disagreement that contributed to the split was the Filioque controversy. This was a disagreement about how to describe the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Western Catholic Church added the phrase, "and the Son," to the Nicene Creed, meaning the Holy Spirit comes from both the Father and the Son. The Eastern Orthodox Church disagreed with this change, believing that the Holy Spirit comes only from the Father. This theological disagreement was one of the key reasons for the split between the two branches of Christianity. By the year 1054, tensions had built up, and both the Pope in Rome and the Patriarch of Constantinople, the leader of the Eastern Church, excommunicated each other. This meant they officially cut off their relationship with each other. This event is known as the Great Schism, and it marked the official split between the Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church. Today, the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church are still separate, each with its own beliefs and practices. While they share many things in common, like the belief in Jesus Christ and the Bible, they continue to have different ways of worshiping and understanding their faith. The split between Catholicism and Orthodoxy is one of the major events in Christian history, showing how important cultural, political, and theological differences can shape religious traditions.